Well, hello everyone. It's Steph McPhee with Connections Curator, and welcome to another Quick Connect. I'm really excited because today I'm starting a new series where I'm going to be featuring services that can do two things for you. Number one, what are we always talking about? How to curate yourself. So, how can we get things off your plate to really help you be better at doing that second thing, which is making really great connections, which is what we're all about here, right? That's how we're going to make business. So today I'm with Merritt Lee, and Merritt and I know each other from a phenomenal organization called BNI. You've been hearing me talk a lot about it. And so she's going to be our first in our series as we start interviewing some wonderful services. And one of the things I do want to preface is that I'll be making sure you know whether this is a service here locally in Northern Florida or it's something like Merritt, which will be able to help you anywhere you are. So first and foremost, I just want to introduce you to Merritt and let her tell you a little bit about herself. So Merritt, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm excited to learn more about what you do and share what we do and see what we can do together and help people.
Awesome. Well, why don't you start out with telling our audience a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into your business and a little bit about, what you do. So let's tell Merritt's story a little bit. We love to get to know you and how you have a really great story because literally you're curated yourself to end up where you are.
Yes, we were just talking about my background and where we started, and I always like to say I'm kind of a late bloomer. So I was living in San Francisco. I was modeling and doing restaurant reviews and not thinking about business. And I was in my late 20s, and my husband told me to go back and get an education and start a new, get into my own focus in my own business that I could grow with as I matured. And I went to San Francisco State and got a degree in internet technology and design and started my own business in 1996, and that was 22 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing how quick it can go, right?
I just
we
dated myself.
no. We used to have a saying in the retail industry that we all started as toddlers.
But the interesting thing is that I didn't have a future with what I was doing.
Mhm.
And I went back to school, I got a degree, and I started my own business. And my business has grown, so it's not just me. There's 10 of us in our crew, and it's just blossomed and grown. And it's nothing that I ever imagined I would have been when I started out.
That's amazing. I'd love for us to focus a little bit because the first step when we talk to my audience about going through the process of curating themselves, of finding themselves, is that step of courage. So, talk a little bit about how you found the courage to do this.
You know, that's interesting because I've always just been up for what's next, what's the new adventure. So I really didn't think of it as courage. It was just it just snowballed. But it did take courage to quit the easy money. And I was like I said, I was modeling for Levi's. And once I got my degree in internet technology and design and started my business, I had to go into Levi's and quit. And that was the hardest thing because my husband told me, he said, you'll never trust your business and grow your business until you let go of that easy money job. And so I walked in and I just said, that's it. I've gone to school, I'm starting my own business, and I quit. So yeah, that I guess that was curating
No, yeah.
myself and starting out. And I started out with no real business sense, and you kind of grew that as you went along and made your mistakes and learned. And I can't imagine what my life would have been if I stayed doing that, to be a business owner, to make my own way, to make my own path, and to make my own rules, and to have been able to support myself and grow my business over 20 years, all through the education, all through that one day
Mhm.
of making that choice to move on and do internet technology and design and grow that business. Um, yeah.
Oh, wow. And just so that, again, walking you through, the first thing we always have is courage. And then you did. Consciousness is that second part. It's really being aware of what you want and then having the confidence to go after. So you definitely went through the Curate You path.
Yeah.
The other thing that we were talking about right before we started the video, the interview, was all about connections. You were saying about how just making those connections has really continued to serve you throughout your entire life and now your business, no matter what. So can you talk a little bit about how you made these connections and just, again, that idea that they can stay with you forever?
Sure. What's interesting is communication. We always say that communication is the biggest thing. And Also in BNI, they always talk about culturing and growing. Was it farming
Yeah.
versus hunting? And so just being friendly with people, just building those relationships. I've had two experiences where people have come back to me in a long, long version of coming back around circle to do work with us. And years ago, 25 years ago, I was on a radio show doing restaurant reviews. It was the Wine Authority radio show. Well, we've stayed in touch over the years, and he's always seen my LinkedIn and my Facebook, and he knows what we do. Well, he just started a wine business, and they're going to be selling wine from France, direct from Bordeaux wine
Hmm.
from chateau to consumer. Well, this is someone I knew in my previous life over the years, but we stayed in touch. 22 years later, he comes back and says, "Hey, I'm starting a new business. You do e-commerce websites. You're the one I want to do this business." And so I got a website job last week from someone I had known 20 years ago because we kept our connection. Another job was a woman that's travels. She's on the Travel Channel,
Hmm.
Tracy Gallagher. We did restaurant reviews together, and then we went to school together. Well, she's on the Travel Channel. She's a big travel blogger and everything. Found me on LinkedIn, looked at my site, said, "Hey, I need a website for my travel blog." And so 20 years later, we got to do her site. So, and we have restaurants that we did 20 years ago, and now we're on the second and third revision. So, they always talk about how it's harder to find new jobs
Hmm.
than it is to cultivate and keep the current clients. It's much cheaper.
Absolutely.
And so we believe in respect, we believe in communication, we believe in doing a great job no matter what. And our clients come back to us time and time again. So as their website gets old, they come back to us and say, "Hey, you did a great job last time. We would like a second one." So we do curate
Right.
those relationships.
Oh, that's amazing. And yeah, it shows the power. That's one of the things that I'm always talking about with the group is just once you make that meaningful connection, like you said, I mean, literally you could just maintain it through LinkedIn as long as you're every now and then doing something that they know that you're fabulous.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, just keep the
So
communication.
the second part of what I'm doing in this video series is really talking to people about things that we need to let go. And especially, I know women, we are really hard at, we think we can do it all right, especially as business owners. And I was just having a conversation with another friend, and she was talking about being a solopreneur, and another friend in our group said, "No, we are communitypreneurs. You need to lean into your community." So one of the things that I'm featuring services so that you all know is that I want to make sure that you guys know you don't have to do it all. And actually, let's talk a little bit about in your business, why is it important to weigh up the time it might take you to learn to build a website versus what you could be doing with that time if they use someone like you?
Absolutely. I always use the analogy that there's cooks and then there's chefs. Can you build your own website? Yes. Can you keep your website up to date yourself? Yes. Do you do it? How many people say, "Oh, I'm going to do a newsletter"? And how many people get the newsletter out every single month? They don't do it. Also, the biggest thing is your website is your reputation. It's your portfolio online. You're not going to walk out of the house with, messy hair and dirty clothes. You don't want to have your website be low end, not professional. Your website is your vision of who you are. It's your portfolio online. A lot of time we as women, we don't like to brag about ourselves. Your website, your testimonials, your press page. I always tell people, I don't need to tell people that we are professional, that we're a great website company. All I have to say is go look at my website and you'll see 40 testimonials. You'll see the quality. You'll see what we do. Let it speak for you. So I think it's a matter of one, trying to do it all yourself, and it's not what you do. It's not your specialty. Leave it up to the professionals because you want to look the best you can. You want to look strong. You want to look professional. And so you don't want this low-end template site that doesn't represent who you are, because you want people to come to your business and give you money and spend money with you and have that confidence with you. Your website is your first line of defense. So one, you want it to be as strong and as professional as it can be, and that's why you want to hire us. But two, it's getting it done. You could be selling, you could be building your business, you could be thinking about your business, working your business, not trying to do the things that you don't do best. And it's either that you're not going to do it to the level that you want it done, that represents you, or it's not going to get done. Too often people don't post their press releases. They don't post their newsletters. They don't get their most up-to-date content. Half the people don't even have a copyright that's up to date because they just don't get to it. You have a business to run. You have customers to deal with. You shouldn't be wasting your time behind a computer trying to spend hours on end when you should be out there presenting and selling and doing what you do best. So that's why you hire a professional like us. We are a team. There's 10 of us. We are here to do updates. We're here to keep your site motivated, changing content out there so it's found in the search engines. That's what we can do for you so that you can be out there looking for new products, selling to new people, maintaining those relationships. Don't waste your time behind a computer where you're not getting the best bang for your buck when we can do it for you easily and it'll get done.
Yeah, the adage I think I always hear is don't spend too much time working on your business. You need to be working in your business.
Yes.
And the other thing, it was so interesting when you talked about how we tell our stories. I was actually just talking about this in my accountability group because one of our coaches and mentors for this accountability group called Tribe that I've been talking a lot about that I'm in, and our master coach, Stu McLaren, was saying, you need to make sure people know who you are because they're buying you at the end of the day. And somebody in our group was like, but where do you do that? And of course, I was like, you do it on your website.
Exactly. If you look at our website, we have a page that talks about the process, how we build a website, that we actually don't just build it and walk away, that we have you involved in the process. So our process is there. If you go to the About Us page, we have press there that talks about our history and how long we've been in business and the type of business we've done. We also, on my About Us page, it talks about me personally, that I, where my education were, where I grew up from, that I grew up and moved to San Francisco and lived in New York. So people connect with you like, oh, well, she lived where I used to live, so they get that connection. And then, like I said, the testimonials. But I don't have to brag about myself. It's like, go and look at our before and afters. Go and look at our portfolio. It is everything online about my business, and it's one with that I don't have to sell to you to explain what I do. But two, if you have a really professional website and you're giving your services, you're talking about your services to someone, and they have to process it and take it to their boss. Again, they don't have to remember everything. They can just pull up the website and say, oh, well, look what they do. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at their credibility. Oh, they've been in business for 26 years. Blah, blah, blah. It's all on the website. It sells for you.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, I think, yeah. And I will admit, I even made that mistake when I started because I said, oh, I'm going to save some money. And I would spend hours and hours trying to take all these classes. And then I would get into WordPress and it would look terrible.
Right.
So I think to me, that's one of the biggest things. And that's one of the things really why I'm doing this whole thing featuring those individuals that could really be helping you in your business or even just your life. We're going to talk a lot about some people, and Merritt and I were just talking about, I'm a big one about outsourcing. There are certain things I know I'm not good at. And so I really want to encourage this audience that, again, part of curating you is doing these things, getting things off your plate, and also looking at your business and making those wise decisions. We always talk about that you have to spend money to make money. And that has never changed. I heard that from my parents when I was a kid. And it's 40 years later, it's still very prevalent. Yes. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a few minutes and let Merritt kind of walk you through her space, talk a little bit about her business, and let you see what she can do for you. And so Merritt, let's just take a few minutes and do that.
All right. Sounds good. Okay. Hi, my name is Merritt Lee, Digital Design Solutions, and I want to talk a little bit more about actually what we do and what services we offer. We're a full-service web design and development company, and what that means is we can help you whether you are starting a brand new business. If you are brand new and you need branding, you need a logo, you need business cards, you need letterheads, you need a website, you need an email template, we can help you with all that. If you are an existing business and you want to, or you're taking over an existing business and you need to update your website, if your website does not look good on a phone and you have to scroll and you can't really read the content, we can redo an old website and make it mobile responsive. We can give an old website a new facelift. Some of the other things that we do, we can help you with your LinkedIn. We can help you with your email marketing. We can update products on an e-commerce site. We can add new features like cross-sells and videos and you name it, we can add it. So we can do print, we can do web, we can do videos, we can do email blasts. No matter what kind of service you need, we can do that for you. We are a full service team. We have programmers on hand that can create any system and program that you need. So it's not just the design process. We can help you with programming. And each client gets a dedicated project manager who will handle their job. And we also, another feature that a lot of people don't know about or don't offer is once we've designed your website, we will give you a master list or a blueprint of your website so you know what every one of your templates are called, and we'll give you how-tos. So once we develop a site, we're going to hand you a little how-to that says this is how you add new pictures, this is how you add new videos, this is how you make new banners, so that you can maintain adding new products and pictures and videos to the site yourself. So we are here full service. If you don't want to do it yourself, we are here to create it, and that's what we want for the big picture. But also once the website is done, we'll give you how-tos and be here to support you for years to come with anything that you need to do afterwards. So Merritt Lee Digital Design Solutions, full service web design company.
Well, thank you so much, Merritt, for showing us a little bit about your business and about what you do. And as we wrap this up, we were just talking, Merritt and I, that, you know, a lot of the things as you go through Curate You is really knowing your gifts and talents. And so, Merritt, I wanted you to just sort of leave everybody with a little bit of advice as they kind of go out there and looking at their business, or even, I know this is something you can use for your professional profile, whatever. So talk a little bit about how this can really, you know, help them focus in on their gifts and talents.
I think the most important thing to take away is that you want to spend time in your business, not on your business, not struggling, not being frustrated. I mean, hey, we spend a lot of time in WordPress and we get frustrated. You know, we get frustrated by computer stuff, but you don't need to do that. The most important thing is for you to develop your business, to spend time with your customers, think of new ways to sell business. Let us be your IT team. Let us take that headache away from you. Let us make sure that you stay on target and get those newsletters done and get that website up to date and get your products on for sale if it's an e-commerce site. Don't be frustrated. Be out there being you, smiling, being happy, and getting your business done. Let us take the IT frustration. Let us get everything organized for you, and let us make that professional front for you so that you can go sell.
Oh, I love that. And especially like you said, if you're frustrated, you can't get anything accomplished. And I know that is, again, one of the best parts about being only 8.5, almost 9 months into a business. I feel like I've about practically given birth to this baby now. Is the fact that I did make some of these mistakes. So these are things that I think we're really trying to help you guys not. And like she said, the biggest part about getting help, and especially if tech is not your thing, don't frustrate yourself. There's no point. Yes. Take what you would have to invest. And this is the other thing I found. I had to spend a lot of money on courses. Mm-hmm. I spent, $5 or $6 or more dollars probably than I want to admit in courses. Mm-hmm. Now, if I had invested in that with someone like you, right, that could have gotten me pretty far, kind of gotten me a good start. Mm-hmm. And a lot less of, 20 hours I spent. So you have to think about, what you're spending, your cost per hour, and your frustration. And like she said, what that could be going to for sales or whatever it is you're doing. So again, thank you so much, Merritt, for being with us today. We really are excited about this series, and thank you for being our first one.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, and I'm excited to work with all your crew that are looking to curate themselves. It's so exciting to help people grow with a new idea and a new business. So I'm very happy that we're going to do some stuff together.
Awesome. So there you go, everybody. This was our first quick connect with Merritt Lee. We're just so excited. Look for these. I'm going to be posting one of these a week as we feature some phenomenal individuals here in North Florida. Again, there are individuals like Merritt that can help you no matter where you are, which is going to be fantastic. And so stay tuned, and remember, everybody, do one thing a day to curate you. Bye-bye.
Bye.